Once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel, manucloudlearning.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about Windows Server 2022 failover cluster using Windows Admin Center. This is a part 4. I hope you already might have gone through the part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4 of this series, right? So this will be the last series of this Windows Admin Center failover cluster setup. So in this video, we will just cover how to add a quorum disk to the cluster. Okay, in order to do that, let me just navigate to the admin center. As you can see here, I have one eligible disk, right? So let me just go to the classic screen. And here you can see there is an option to, if you go to the more option from the cluster, okay, there is an option configure cluster quorum settings there. Just click on that. There are 3 options. I will always go with the advanced configuration. First one is default and second one is select quorum witness. Okay, let me click on the third options. Okay, so yeah, that's not correct. Let me go to the second where we will get, add or change the quorum witness. Okay, this will be the correct. Now I have a multiple witness, right? If it is a single data center location, then you can go out with the disk witness. If it is a multi-site cluster kind of setup, okay, then you can go with the file share witness. Even nowadays, we have an option to cloud witness. Again, if you have the file share in the cloud also, that also fine. Okay, so this is all possible. Okay, so let me go with the disk witness. I have 1 GB kept for this quorum setup. Okay, right now I could see the eligible disk, right? Let me just pick up the disk, which is disk 1. Let me expand here. It is 1 GB. Okay, so 973 MB free. Okay, this is fair enough for this quorum setup. It's a test environment, so say next. Now the quorum has been set it up, right? If I go to the node, everything is fine there. And if I go to the disk, we'll be able to see it is assigned for this disk is assigned for the quorum, right? This is how we will see it. Okay, if I want to change the ownership of this quorum disk, okay, then I'll show you some demo. Okay, instead of doing that, let me just make this one of the node. Right now node 1 is the quorum, right? So if I just go to the cluster, if I select the home page of this, as you can see here, current owner is node 1, right? I'm just going to change this node to be down. Okay, so let me just click on pause, do not run roles. Okay, now it is in pause stage. Anything will happen? There won't be any change, right? Because I didn't kill any roles, right? So if I go to this, okay, so if I go to storage, still it is there into the node 1 ownership. Okay, let me move the role and then we'll safely will perform this. Let me resume for now. Okay, do not fail back. Fine. If I want to do in an effective way, just select the node and go to this bottom of this one. Here you'll be see any disk is related to this one, then that also you can migrate. Okay, so here it is. And similar way, if I want to do that, I just need to navigate to migrate the role first. This is one of the role where I can migrate to the node 2. Let's say okay. Now this role is gone. Now the disk ownership, right? That if I want to change, I need to navigate to disk itself, this under this. Here I just need to change the ownership. Let me just make normal storage to be fast. Here instead of right click here, just you have an option to move available storage on the right hand side. Now it is switching to the node 2. That is done. And quorum also I'm manually going to change it. So let me just do that. Select node, and right now it is okay. Let me refresh. Okay, Yeah, instead of I'll be able to do it in an effective way, just I can change the cluster, that itself it will take care, right? So you click on more actions, move cluster resource, then select, then it take care of everything, right? So let's say node 02. Now the quorum that also, instantly switch to this one, right? Yeah, now it is node 2. This is how it is. Now, let's say this is for the maintenance purpose. I just kept I believe B didn't made the node down again. That's the reason again we get into trouble, right? So we'll do once again. Now what we'll do is right now the owner is node 2, right? This is all experiment, right? We can do we can switch make the node to be active, and node 1 we will make it down, right? So yeah, that task will do. Before let me just try to make the node. This is node 01, and let me just make this node to be sorry, not node 01. Node 02, I'm going to make it down. For that, let me just make this to be post. Okay, so if I go to the roles, there is a failed role because of unexpected maintenance, right? We did change without migrating role and all. We just made a quick change. So let me just change this to node 1, which is up and running. Okay, right now it seems to be running there. Okay, so now we have node 02, right? Here, node 02 is the owner of this one. Now let me quickly change to the ownership, and let me make sure which node is maintenance right now. As I can see here, node 02, which I kept into maintenance post state. Okay, so is there any disk is related to this one? Node 02, it is there. Okay, that also will switch automatically while switching to this. Click on more action. When you right click on the cluster name, click on more actions, then select moves a more possible node, and we, in our case only node 01 is there. Just click there. Okay, now only node 1 is there. And this disk ownership, if I'm until if the node is offline, right, it won't switch, right? So as you can see, it's still there because we didn't drain the role. Okay, so that is the reason. Let me just bring the do not fail back. Let me just right click and bring it up. Now let me just drain this role. While pausing, you can just drain this role, then it will quickly take care. Or just unexpected shutdown. And those kind of scenario also same thing will happen, right? Now let me make it both the node up. We'll see in that scenario as well. I will power off one of the node, okay, without doing anything. Now we'll see who handle ownership. Disk ownership. Here you can see the disk ownership is both and both the disk resides on node 1. One is quorum disk, and that is 1 GB, and another 10 GB's owner is node 1. And who is the cluster witness? Yeah, that is currently leading by this node 1, right? Now let me just power off node 1 right away, and we'll see what will happen. And let me just node 1, this is the one. Let me open the Hyper-V, and I'm going to turn off right away. Right click, turn off. Okay, it is gone, right? Now we'll I will see what is happening to the cluster. I need to connect it from the node 02 because node 01 is already lost the connection. Just type failover cluster. Just refresh. If it is not getting connected, you can just just click on connect cluster. You can browse. We never ever access it from this server. Yeah, it has taken its own time. So yeah, it's appeared. Okay. So yeah, one node is already down, which we are already aware. And if I go to the roles, yeah, it's failed there because it is, not configured in a proper way. So the service, all things, nothing, right? So that's the reason. But I can manually. These are all just, just for the testing purpose, I just created, right? It won't work because no definition, nothing is defined for this one. It won't, there is no logic behind this, right? That is the reason it is not, switching to the, or it is showing us failed. Okay, so let me just select the other node. Yeah, it is not like that. It is, I just need to start, this role into this machine. Currently it is into, okay, start role. Okay, this is fine because it is stop. And let me start again. Okay. So this will go to the troubleshooting stages, right? So now we'll come back to the node 1 that is still down. Okay, and node 2, this is up. And my storage, everything is fine there. Okay. So our focus was to, set up the complete end-to-end, this cluster, whatever possible option, right? Which will give you yourself to, start learning this, admin center under, right? That is the only, intention behind this training. So I hope this will be helpful for you. And next video onwards, let me try to come up with a different topic. And I will try to, reduce the video maximum less than 20 minutes. So today we'll, right, many people will not get much time to, focus on their learning, etc. Right. So that's the reason. Let me just, try to reduce the timing also. That will be helpful for you, right? Once again, thank you for watching. And if you are not subscribed my channel, you can just click on the subscribe channel, and you can paste your comments, feedback, etc. Based on that, we will come up with the next wonderful session. Thank you for that.